Hello, this is Jesse with DevLog Games. So I've got a little bit of time here. My wife and kids are eating, so I guess I can try to live stream here and get a little development in. So a list of things I want to try to accomplish. I don't think I'll get through them all. Kind of want to show a list of changes that I've made since my last live stream. So I'm having some issues with my meshes replicating properly, so I want to take a look at that. I want to retarget some animations for some sword combat. I want to try to get some attacking animations going, and fix some clipping through wall issues. So we'll see how far I get. There's a list of some changes on the server, the Perforce server. So just a couple things you'll notice off the bat. Got a nice little walking animation here. Oh my god. That's really disturbing. That's not supposed to happen. Okay. Well, I've got... Oh my god. Okay, we'll fix that. I just wanted to show I have this sword asset that I've attached to my right hand socket. And the shield I used Blender to rip off of Greystone, and I put a golden material on it. It's actually surprisingly easy. I can show someone how to do that if that's something you would want to see. So yeah, actually, those are some of the changes I've made. I really think first on my list should be to fix this issue, and then we can take a look at the multiplayer replication. So I'm gonna exit here and see what's going on there. I think that's as simple as my third-person mesh here should be hidden, I believe. Yeah, so I think under the rendering section that should be hidden in game. We'll see if that fixes my issue here. Much better. Not looking inside of a head. So just looking around my shadow. Oh, one thing too, you'll notice my sword and shield follow along with my camera, so that was a fix. I was having some issues with that. Looks like my shadow is displaying my third-person mesh and not the shadow of my first-person torso and arms, which is great. Okay, so we fixed that issue. So to test replication, Unreal Engine has a nice little feature where you can select a number of players, number of player controllers you want to spawn into the level, and it has this nice net mode here. So to see if things are replicating properly, you can either play as a listen server or play as a client. The only difference here is when you're playing as a client, you'll have, so if you have two number of players, you'll have two clients and a dedicated server that'll run through the Unreal Engine. If you play as a listen server, you will still have two game instances, but one will be a client and one will be acting as a client and a server. And that's sort of the difference in a nutshell of a dedicated versus listen server. But Unreal Engine's great because it lets you do that test right out of the box, which is amazing. So what I'm going to do is, well, I guess I can go ahead and just hit play. I'll have to organize my screens here just a little bit so I can see both at the same time for you guys. I have 2 monitors, so normally I'd put it on 2 monitors. Shift F1. Have a mouse with some macros that makes this pretty nice. Oh goodness, that is not what I meant to do. Okay, let's open up this guy. Don't want to. My apologies. Okay, see what we're working with here. So client 1, you'll notice there in the toolbar client 1 and client 2. Oh, I thought that was working at first. So this is the exact this is the exact opposite of what I want. So I want to display the third person mesh only, and I want this stuff to be invisible. Now it looks like the shadows are replicating properly. So I'm looking on the left there. So I'm looking up and down. Let's see if I'm really wanting to see if I can see. Okay, yeah. So the shadows are working. That's interesting. Okay. Well, we can take a look at that. All of those settings are going to be in here. So what I'm going to do, I have another project where I have this working perfectly. So what I'm going to do, it's a neat little trick. So I'll just I'll show you here. So this other project, instead of looking at all of these properties, you can hit this gear icon, the settings icon, and hit show only modified properties. So if I've modified it from the original, I can just look at those, 6 or 7 properties that have changed, and be able to point that out. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to start with my first person arms mesh. I think I see. Of course it's going to be under rendering. So there's a setting. It's not visible. That's not it. That's what I thought it was. It's not hidden in game either. It's only owners see. Yep, this setting right here. So only owners see. If this is true, this component will only be visible when the view actor is the component's owner, directly or indirectly. Meaning, on the first person arms, that will be invisible to other people, but I will be able to see it. And that's going to be the same setting for the torso portion. So only owners see. So I'm going to compile that, and we'll do another test here with 2 players. So it remembers my settings. Okay, who can guess the issue now? Well, for one, I can't see. I can see the sword and okay, so in that same vein, I need to do the opposite with my third person mesh. So instead of only, so that's going to be, so this one's a little bit tricky. So this is going to be owner no see. Yeah, but how would that make it visible? Let me view only modified properties. I think I have something else going on here. Oh, yep, I don't want to hide it. I don't want to hide it, but I don't want the owner to see it, which is true. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, sweet. Okay. We need to apply the same principles to our sword and shield static meshes. And we also need to make sure that collision is disabled. So I think the collision's fine since I can walk through it. I just need to set these to hidden and set the third person meshes to visible. So that'll act kind of the same as our third person mesh there. So we almost have this figured out. I'm very glad this is going this smoothly. So let's go to okay, so this isn't an added component in here. I am attaching the weapon and shield via blueprints. So I believe I will have to set those properties in here. So there's a lot going on here. So let's take a look again at what we need to do. So we need to set the sword and shield first person. Well, you can see it in first person, that's not the problem. It's just for the third person mesh we need to change. So let's take a look at that. Let's do a test here. Oh, I just noticed something else. We are not seeing the pirate hat. So let's see if we can fix that. So we have the head cosmetic master. That's what I'm using for the pirate hat. So what I want to do, actually just to keep my code a little bit more organized, this is where I'm attaching the shield, weapon, and pirate hat for the third and first person meshes. So what I'll do, I'll pull out BP current head cosmetic. So I'm going to get that. I'm setting these up here. So if you look right here, spawn head cosmetic master, and I'm spawning it at this location at the head socket. That's basically referencing a socket on the skeleton to spawn it at. Now if I just left it here, it would spawn it, but it wouldn't attach it to the character. So this line of code or blueprints, I'm spawning the actors, the shield, hat, and weapon, and this is where I'm attaching them. So they're separate things. So we're spawning, we're attaching, and then I think it'll be a good idea to set the visibility properties. So for reference, I'm going to use, so right now in multiplayer, we are not seeing the third person cosmetic. So what I'll do is get SM stands for static mesh, TP third person mesh, and that's for my cosmetic. So now that's referencing my pirate hat in this case specifically. So we want to set that to owner no C, I believe. And we want to, well, we want to set the visibility to So my son just spooked, so I'm going to entertain you. My apologies, had to take care of some family business there. Okay. So I have the sequence node here. This is really handy for running blocks of code in a certain sequence. So I'm just going to drag this down to the set owner no C. And we will see if that fixes our issue with the visibility on the hat. It does not, which makes sense. I think we still need to do this, but I think we actually need to set the visibility. So just if you don't know what's going on here, this is a hard-coded, not a hard-coded, this is a variable reference to my cosmetic master blueprint. So I'll show you what that is real quick. That is Christmas music. One second, let me skip these. Yeah, it's a little better. Okay, blueprints, gameplay, cosmetics. So blueprint, head, cosmetics. I've got a viewport here. It's just a static mesh of a pirate hat, and you can set some settings here. Actually, let me see if I don't have any modified properties here. I guess I could set them here, but since I'm in the blueprint already, I'll go ahead and change them. So this is a reference to that. I'm setting that reference up here. I'm setting the variable here so it knows what blueprint I'm talking about. So I can pull off of that, access this mesh, which is this mesh property right here, sm_tp_mesh. So I'm just accessing that through blueprint. So I'll pull off of this mesh and I'm just going to type in visibility. So it's set visibility. Blueprints are awesome. I'm an okay programmer, but man, blueprints are just amazing. I should be checking that to true. And I should be checking this to true, I believe. No, that did not work either. Okay. What are you doing? Are you trying to scare me? Yeah. Well, when I first started, I could see through my head. I could see my eyeballs and mouth and stuff. It's pretty weird. Yeah. Let me try that. Yep, I will. Have fun talking to my one subscriber. Thank you, Joshua, for the subscribe, by the way. I've done something wrong here. Let me check this back to false. We'll get it. The answer's here somewhere. Okay, this is the last configuration, so if this doesn't work, I need to look elsewhere. Okay. Okay, let's think through this. So I'm in my master character blueprints. I'm getting a reference to the cosmetic SMTP mesh, SMTP mesh. Let me check my reference project here and see what I have them set to. So owner no C is checked to true. What's the visibility checked at? Let me check. I mean, it's visible. I'm a little confused. Let's see what that does. I may have to give up on this hat thing. Come back to it. Well, let me check the shadow. That could be telling. I think the shadow showed a hat. Yeah, it definitely does. It's there, but not there. That's so trippy. Where are you? And I will fix that sword and shield. I've got to get this figured out first, though, because I'll have the same problem with those. I could take the easy way out and just set it here, but I know you can do it this way. Maybe propagate to children. Although it's not a children, it's my master blueprint. So that shouldn't matter. Is it a replication issue? Should I be doing something here? Do I need to do a multicast? Yeah, I'm getting into some interesting stuff here. So what I'm wondering now is if checking these properties has some inherent replication. I think it does. So I'm about to try something that's a little bit weird. So what I'll do, and this may not be the right way to do it, but I'm gonna go ahead and set up a new event here. It's been so long since I've done an event. Maybe it's a new event. Crap, how do I create a new event? Add custom event. There we go. We'll call this set set meshes visibility. I don't really like that name, but we'll live with it for right now. So we're gonna multicast this. So multicast is a way to kind of blast live to all of the clients. So replicate this event from the server to everyone else. Server executes this event locally too. Only call this from the server. So I'll show you what that means. Reliable is just really making sure it runs. I do know that you want to use this checkmark sparingly because it could eat into the resources in your game. So obviously we don't need anything like that just yet. So we will try this. And so instead of calling this in sequence, what I'll do, I'll pull this down here and we will do a switch has authority, and I'll explain what that is here in a second. And I'm going to call this custom event. Set meshes visibility. Okay. I'll kill this. So what this means is running off of this authority pin. Only the server has the authority to call this function, and that's what's recommended when you run a multicast. So again, I think these are the correct settings. So we'll see if it was just a server replication issue. No. Okay. Let me double check my settings. Set visibility. See if there's any other visibility options. Yeah, maybe just toggle visibility. I want to make sure I'm setting it right. So we'll leave this off for now. Owner no see, that should be fine. Okay. Let me make sure we're getting here. Just hello's fine. I don't have a lot going on. Server, hello, hello. Oh, I am baffled. It's something dumb that I'm missing, I'm sure. Okay. I'm about to take the easy way out, guys. I like kind of setting it in blueprints just to have more flexibility over it. But we don't necessarily need this level of complexity just yet. There. Let me... We'll bypass set owner no see. To set visibility. Assume TP match. Okay. Okay, let's try that. A lot of this is trial and error stuff. This is really starting to bug me. This should be a no-brainer. Let's see what other stuff we got here. Set only owner see. We don't want to change that. And we've seen the visibility options already. No, you shouldn't do that, but I'm curious. No. Okay. Cosmetic. Okay. We are going to take the easy way out. I hope it's easy. Who knows at this point. Went so well to begin with. I'm going to go ahead and break this node. I'm not going to delete this code block just yet in case I have to come back to it. I'll just comment this. And so I have some set colors here. Well, I sure thought I did. Still playing around with comment colors. Yeah, strange. Well, I'll call this testing, and I will do a color picker here. Yeah. Great. Now, see, now I have this. Oh well, whatever. Okay. So I'm gonna go straight to the cosmetic thing here. I am going to go to rendering. We are going to check owner no C. Set visibility, that is visible. Ooh, is this going to fix my issue though? Oh, that might not fix my issue, guys. Okay, I'm gonna check out that asset since I'm currently editing it. That's how source control works, which is kind of nice if you're working on a team. You don't override each other's work. Nope, that ended it. That's probably my problem. That was probably overriding everything. I bet it's it. Hey, look at that. Oh my god. That is such a good feeling when you find a solution to a problem. Ain't that right? Ooh, it almost looked like I had an attack working. Okay. Oh my god. Now, guys, I've got to try this now. Let's see if I can set it hidden. Let's just toggle visibility though. I don't really care. Set only owners C. Sure, let's see if that messes with us. No. Is it just chopped liver? Wait, there we go. Okay. So we can, I wanted to prove to you guys that we can do that. How can he see it? How can client 1 see no hat and client 2 see a hat? Okay, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole just now. It kind of broke my brain a little bit. Bottom line, don't need you guys right now. Delete. So what I'll do, guys, is go to weapons and do the same thing with these blueprints. So go to viewport here. For this weapon master, we want. Okay, so in this case, we do have a third person mesh and a first person. So the third person mesh, we do want to go to rendering. Okay, and so we don't want to blast this across hidden in game. That worked great for single player, but for multiplayer, we don't want this to override everything. So you can also hit revert this back to its original value or uncheck it. But when you do that, you so I have to check out this asset. When you do that, you have to go back to owner no C and check that, because I myself don't want to see the third person version, but also don't want to completely disable visibility for all players. And so for my first person mesh, I want to do the opposite, and that being only owner C. And I think that's it for the sword. Let's see if that works. So first person and shadow looks okay. So as you can see, the sword moved back into his hand. And we're going to do the same thing for the shield. That is amazing. Okay. So let's go to the BP Shield Master. Sorry if this music's annoying anybody, I kind of like it. Not really listening that intently though either. It's good for working, I guess. Okay, so with third person mesh, I get myself backwards if I do this too much. So for third person, I don't want to see it myself, so that's going to be owner no C, and I also want to check the visibility. Well, let me make sure that was the setting. Oh, it's hidden in game, it's not visibility. That's why I keep missing this. So I don't want to completely hide it. And for first person, we can see it fine, but I want to go ahead and check. So this will remove the floating shield away from the body for the other clients. So only owner C is what we want to check there. Compile. We'll test this out. Gentlemen and ladies, we are replicating properly. We can look up and down. A little jumping's replicating. The meshes are replicating properly. The shadows replicating properly. Looks like movement's doing okay. Yes, movement looks very wonky right now. All I have is a basic walk forward animation, so the speed's off and they're sliding, so we'll fix all of that. But I'm very happy with the progress being made so far. Man, I love the physics with the clothing. I just got this gladiator asset off the marketplace, and he came with all of that. So I don't know how to do clothing physics or anything like that. But that's great. So I took 4 different assets, slapped them together, and this is what we came out with. I'm really happy with that. The aim offset's working pretty good. Looks a little weird, but you can see if someone's looking up or down, which is a win. So really happy with the progress so far. Okay. What's next on the agenda? We got that knocked out. So retarget animations for Greystone. Oh, right. So let's look, let's go to our characters, animations, Pogo, Barbarian, Gladiator. So I have some animations already. I have some for my aim offsets. I have some retargeted from a starter animation pack. So most of them are for rifle weapons and those sorts of things. So if I use these animations for a like a medieval style weaponry, I have to modify these a little bit, and that's kind of annoying. They're still useful. I still can use some of these, and just tweak them slightly. And I have some default ones that came with the asset itself, but I want to go ahead and create a new folder here, and I'll call them, just so I know where the animations came from, I'm going to call it Greystone retargeted animations. It helps me keep a little bit organized. So I want to back up to animations, go to retargeters. So Unreal Engine has, since Unreal Engine 5.0, they have a new retargeting system, and that involves something called an IK rig and an IK retargeter. You need both of these to do target retargeting animations. So you start out with an IK rig, and I actually already have one for Greystone. I'll show you a little bit about what that involves. So here's my Greystone asset. You can see he has a shield and a sword. So some of his animations I think I'm going to want. I looked through some of them. No, not a lot of them. I don't think it's going to be a perfect fit, but it'll give us a good head start. But basically what you do is the work here is mostly adding these chain names and associating them with a start and end bone. So the only annoying part is you have to do all of this manually. But once you do, it makes it real easy to retarget Greystone animations to other skeletons. As long as you have an IK rig for the new skeleton as well, in which case I do. So I have an IK rig for Greystone. I have an IK rig for Barbarian Gladiator is what I call them. So I'll open that up real quick. So same thing here. So now that I have that, I can use something called an IK retargeter. I could create a new one, or I could reuse this Greystone one. So actually, that's weird. I haven't retargeted the animations yet. It's interesting. Okay, well it has the right target mesh in here. SKM Barbarian Warrior A is what I want to retarget. So one thing you want to do, I'm going to change the mesh offset. You want to make sure they are in the same pose. If they are not in the same pose, you will run into issues. And they're pretty close now. So it's going to list a bunch of animations down here. These are all animations that apply to the Greystone skeleton. And what you can do, I'm in a custom retarget pose. You don't want to be in the default pose. So I added a custom one here, and you can name that whatever you want. But I can double click on these, and it will show you what the retargeted animation is going to look like on your targeted IK rig. So I'm gonna go to some attacks here and see what they look like. So just from a pretty far distance back, it looks okay, but we're gonna zoom in, look a little closer. One thing I've noticed is that it can really mess up the hands if you're not spot on. And I don't want to spend all day messing with that, but I want to get it kind of close. Kind of the 80-20 rule. You want to, hit the big stuff and move on, just so you make progress. So I'm just going to look at the hands here. Take a closer look. Yeah, it's not the worst I've seen. Not perfect, but honestly I can probably live with that. Keep in mind, I'm aiming for a first-person game, so the hands are kind of important, at least for polish. So probably wouldn't want to. Yeah, see, these are curled up pretty bad. Again, not the worst I've seen by any stretch. Just for comparison, we'll see how Greystone's look. His look pretty good. Yeah, I mean, his aren't perfect either, to be fair. So that's a problem too. It's if you have issues with your source, not. I mean, there's something you can edit him, but it's a little bit too much work. Well, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go into edit mode. It's kind of hard to tell if there's any changes that need to be made here. So what I like to do sometimes is make their offset 0, just to see what's different about their poses. I do have the scale where it needs to be. So there's a first issue I see. Greystone's. Well, is that Greystone or? Hold on. So Greystone's fingers are a little bit straighter. That's the first thing. Just kind of looking at the arm too. Yeah, I'm not super worried about the arm. The thumb needs to be moved. I think I just need to maybe straightening the fingers out would help a little bit. So I'm going to start with the right hand. I'm in edit mode, so I can look for that bone here. So hand R. I'm going to look for the fingers associated with that hand. I think the hand placement's probably okay. I'm not going to spend a lot of time here. But I will attempt to straighten these up just a little bit. I think his arm is just longer, so that's... I mean, there's only so much you can do about that. I could probably go up and down and tweak the arm a little bit, but... yeah, we'll get as close as we can just with the hand here. Honestly, I think I'm just going to try that. So, we'll go to the middle finger next. Go to this top joint here. Yeah, we'll see what that looks like, and I may try straightening them out a little bit more later. Go to ring 01. Well, this one... man, they're all kind of straight. Yeah, I probably better bring that one up too. Yeah, and the pinky. Although they're starting to look more and more off, but Yeah, let's see what that is. I'll just let me save that. Check out this retargeter. So we'll do an animation here. Oh, goodness. Oh. That's odd. Okay, I've got to offset this a little bit. Oof. It's a fast attack, to be fair. I don't think anyone would really notice. Believe it or not, I think that's an improvement for the fingers. I didn't move the thumb. Didn't touch that hand at all. Okay. Okay, let me try another animation just to get a pause the animation. Ooh, that's an interesting hand angle. Yeah, I think it's mostly the thumb. I can live with the fingers for now. Let me check the other hand. Yeah, I may tweak those two. I may check the left hand and the thumb. So let me reset. Go back to 0 here. Now the thumb I need to be kind of careful with. You can make that look ugly in a hurry. I'm trying to swords in my way. Well, I think I need to move it this way just a little bit and twist it. Yeah, swords in my way. I don't know how that's going to look, but let's go for it. Oh, I need to go into edit mode. And let's just, man. Yeah, at least that. That's an improvement, but did I go far enough? Probably not. Let's go this way as well. And actually I want to go here. Maybe down 5 degrees. Yeah, I think that'll be better. Let's try that. Okay. Let's go offset here. See what that thumb looks like. I think it's better. Not super crazy about it. Let me get it different. Yeah, let's try. That's a little bit more of a normal animation. Yeah. So, guys, I think it'll be fine for attacks. That's mostly what I'm using this retargeter for. Now, if this was like an idle or something like that, I'd want to do a lot more work on the hands, but I don't want to spend all day working on tweaking these animations. So I think that's going to be fine. So I'll go ahead and reset these. I do want to work on the left hand just a little bit, but this should go a little bit quicker. Set this back to 0. I'm gonna go ahead and I think I saved it. I'm I remember this hand being a little bit better, and that makes sense looking at this now. These two fingers are kind of messed up. So let's go to the left hand. Ring, left ring finger. Go to edit mode. Let's, yeah. See what the pinky looks like. Oh, whoops. Sometimes this gets a little janky. Yeah, kind of close together, aren't they? Yeah, not super bad. Now, where on earth is his thumb? Are their thumbs in sync? I think it is. Cool. Alright, do a quick test here to look at his left hand, and then we will retarget these animations finally. Still look really curled up. To be fair, his may too. Oh yeah, they are really curled up. You know what, guys? I am happy with this right now. So, this may take just a minute, but I'm going to Control A, and I'm going to export selected animations, and it's really that easy. All of these animations that were created for Greystone, I can retarget for my character, and they're going to look pretty decent. So again, Unreal Engine is awesome. I'm going to add a suffix called retargeted, so it'll be file name underscore retargeted. Just helps a little bit, at least for me. So I'm going to go into Game, Characters, Animations, Pogo Barbarian Gladiator. I'm going to put this in that folder I created earlier, Greystone Retargeted Animations, and click on Export. And this will take a little bit of time, but this knocks out the second item of my agenda. And it looks like it's about my kids' bedtimes. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream a little bit early, but here in a little bit, I will probably get back online to finish up I kind of want to work on the combo graph, and I have an issue with clipping through walls. And you guys don't want to see a loading bar for the next couple of minutes, so I'll go ahead and end the stream here now. Let me you guys know what you think. If you have any questions, anything else you want me to cover. Oh, hi, Matthew. You say hi? Okay. All right, thanks, guys.
What are you talking to?
Talking to the internet.